Have you ever noticed how your taste buds suddenly change during pregnancy? One day you may have loved chocolate or ice cream, but now the only thing you want is a jar of pickles, a slice of lemon, or maybe even something as tangy as tamarind. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Sour cravings are one of the most common pregnancy experiences, and while some women laugh about it, others really wonder, why is my body asking for this? Is there something wrong with me? Or is my baby sending me signals? Today, let's explore this fascinating topic together. We'll dive into the science behind sour cravings, the role of hormones, the wisdom of the body, and also what it could mean for your health. I want this to feel like a warm conversation between friends. Think of it as me sitting across from you with a cup of tea, ready to unpack not just the biology, but also the emotions and everyday realities behind these cravings. Pregnancy is such a transformative time. Your body is working around the clock, creating life, and every little signal, whether it's hunger, fatigue, or a sudden craving, carries a message. Instead of ignoring or judging those signals, it's helpful to pause and ask, what is my body trying to tell me? So why sour? Why lemons, pickles, green mangoes, or even vinegar-soaked snacks? Let's begin with the first layer. Your hormones. When pregnancy begins, your body is flooded with hormones, particularly estrogen and progesterone. These hormones affect more than just your reproductive system. They actually influence your senses, your sense of smell, taste, even your appetite. That's why foods you once loved might suddenly feel repulsive, and flavors you never cared about might become irresistible. Sourness, in particular, stands out because it feels refreshing and sharp. For many pregnant women, sour foods cut through the constant nausea that comes with the first trimester. Think of how a slice of lemon or a tangy candy can make your mouth water instantly. That extra saliva doesn't just make food easier to swallow. It also soothes the queasy feeling in your stomach. That's one of the reasons why sour foods can feel like a lifesaver when morning sickness hits. But cravings aren't just about easing nausea. There's also the possibility that sour cravings are your body's way of asking for more vitamins and minerals. For example, citrus fruits like oranges, lemons, and limes are rich in vitamin C. This vitamin plays a crucial role during pregnancy. It boosts your immune system, helps your body absorb iron more efficiently, and supports the development of your baby's bones and tissues. So when your body nudges you toward that tangy orange, maybe it's hinting that you need a little vitamin C boost. Another reason sour cravings appear is connected to digestion. Pregnancy hormones slow down digestion to allow your body more time to absorb nutrients. But this also leads to bloating, indigestion, or constipation. Sour foods often stimulate digestive enzymes, helping your stomach break down food more effectively. That's why a glass of lemonade or a crunchy pickle might feel like it resets your stomach. Still, cravings are not universal. Some women never crave sour foods, while others can't get enough. That's because cravings are a mix of biology, culture, and even emotions. In some cultures, sour foods like tamarind or green mango are traditional pregnancy snacks. When a woman grows up seeing her mother or grandmother eat these foods during pregnancy, her own cravings might be partly shaped by memory and expectation. But here's something I really want you to remember. Cravings are not something to feel guilty about. They're not random and they're not about weakness. They're signals. And learning to decode them is like learning a new language, the language of your pregnant body. Now that we've uncovered the first layer, hormones, digestion, and vitamins, let's move deeper into the next chapter of this story. Because cravings are not only about what's happening in your stomach, they're also about your emotions, your stress levels, and even the ancient wisdom of your body's survival instincts. Let's continue. Imagine this. You're at the grocery store, and suddenly the bright yellow lemons almost sparkle at you. You pick one up, squeeze it gently, and your mouth waters just at the thought of tasting it. That moment is more than just hunger. It's your brain, your hormones, and even your emotions working together. Pregnancy is an emotional roller coaster, and food often becomes a form of comfort. Sour foods, with their sharp and awakening flavor, give a kind of instant satisfaction. They cut through fatigue, clear your head, and give you a burst of energy. That psychological refresh button is as real as the biological benefits. Scientists believe that cravings can sometimes be your body's protective mechanism. For example, sourness often signals acidity in food. In nature, sour fruits are often rich in vitamins, but can also indicate unripe or fermented foods. Thousands of years ago, this may have helped pregnant women avoid spoiled or harmful foods while still finding safe, vitamin-rich ones. In other words, sour cravings might be a leftover survival instinct from our ancestors, fine-tuned to protect both mother and baby. But cravings also vary depending on your cultural environment. In the US, pickles and lemons are common go-to sour foods. In parts of Asia, women may crave tamarind, green mango, or even pickled plums. Each of these cravings carries not just nutrients but also cultural comfort, reminders of home, family, and tradition. So part of why you crave sour foods might be emotional memory wrapped inside biology. Let's talk a bit about the brain. Pregnancy increases activity in the hypothalamus, the part of your brain that regulates hunger and hormones. When your body needs certain nutrients like vitamin C, folate, or even extra fluids, it can reward you with cravings. Sour foods happen to be a quick fix for many of these needs. For example, citrus fruits provide hydration and electrolytes, helping to fight off dehydration, which is common in pregnancy due to increased blood volume and fluid needs. And here's something fascinating. Sour cravings can also connect to iron. Many women experience mild iron deficiency during pregnancy, which can cause fatigue, dizziness, or pale skin. Vitamin C helps your body absorb iron more efficiently. So when you crave that orange or lime, your body might actually be saying, "Help me get more iron from the foods I'm eating." It's a beautiful, silent collaboration between your cravings and your baby's growth. Of course, cravings can sometimes lead to challenges too. Eating too much acidic food can irritate your teeth, cause heartburn, or upset your stomach. That's why balance is key. If you're reaching for sour snacks every day, try pairing them with protein or whole grains to keep your blood sugar steady. For example, enjoy orange slices with a handful of almonds, or squeeze lemon over grilled fish instead of eating it plain. That way, you satisfy your craving and still nourish your body. Pregnancy is also about mindfulness. Cravings are loud, but behind them are quieter needs: rest, hydration, emotional support. Sometimes what feels like a craving is actually stress or tiredness in disguise. Have you noticed how cravings intensify when you're anxious or exhausted? It's your body asking for comfort. Recognizing that pattern can help you meet your needs in healthier, more balanced ways. This brings us to something even more beautiful: the emotional wisdom of cravings. Sour foods are often shared. Think about lemonade stands, pickle jars passed around, or slices of citrus shared among friends. When you crave sourness, it might not only be about taste but also about connection. During pregnancy, when everything feels new and sometimes overwhelming, sour cravings can bring moments of joy, laughter, and community. So while science explains hormones, nutrients, and brain chemistry, the human story explains comfort, culture, and connection. Both are equally true. And both remind us that cravings are not random quirks but meaningful parts of the pregnancy journey. Now that we've peeled back the layers of biology, culture, and emotion, let's talk about what you can actually do with this knowledge. First, listen to your body but also respect its limits. If sour foods help with nausea, embrace them. Keep lemons, oranges, or even sour candies on hand. But remember that too much acidity can be tough on your stomach lining and teeth, so balance is important. Small, mindful portions go a long way. Second, use your cravings as a guide to enrich your diet. If you're reaching for citrus, think about how you can pair it with iron-rich foods like spinach, beans, or lean meat. Squeeze lemon over a salad, add lime to your water, or enjoy a tangy fruit smoothie with leafy greens. This way, your cravings don't just satisfy, they strengthen you and your baby. Third, pay attention to patterns. If your sour cravings are overwhelming or paired with unusual non-food cravings, like craving ice or clay, it may signal a deficiency that needs medical attention. Always share your cravings with your healthcare provider. They're not just amusing stories, they're clues about your health. And finally, give yourself permission to enjoy this part of pregnancy. Cravings can feel frustrating at times, but they're also part of the magic. They remind you that your body is alive, adapting, and guiding you through one of life's most extraordinary transformations. So the next time you bite into a lemon slice or open a jar of pickles at midnight, smile. You're not being weird or difficult. You're listening to a body that is speaking loudly and clearly, a body that knows exactly what it needs to grow and protect new life. To every woman listening right now, be gentle with yourself. Every craving, every change, every new sensation is part of your unique journey. Trust your body, nourish it with love, and remember that you are not alone. Millions of women before you have felt that same tug towards sourness, that same relief in a tangy bite. You're connected to them, and to all the mothers yet to come, through these simple, beautiful cravings. And now I'd love to hear from you. What sour foods have you craved during pregnancy? Was it lemons, pickles, or something more unusual? Share your story in the comments. I can guarantee that other moms-to-be will read it, smile, and feel less alone. If this conversation brought you comfort or clarity, please give the video a like. Share it with another mom or friend who might be curious. And don't forget to subscribe to stay connected for more conversations about pregnancy, health, and the journey of motherhood. Remember, small changes in how we listen to our cravings can make a big difference in how we experience pregnancy. Take each day as it comes, honor your body, and celebrate the journey. You are stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you realize. And even something as simple as craving a slice of lemon is part of that miracle.